In 1993, a successful franchise was created by the hopes and mind of one man, a man who would later on change the world as we know it. Successful girl franchises had existed well around this period, especially with the introduction of Barbie years before, and then within the 90s, she got more popular. And also the Cabbage Patch Kids, as well as Rainbow Bright and My Little Pony, was growing in massive success. Mostly the girls' market was overtaking the boys' market. It became one TV show that made it entirely possible, and it was mighty. It was Morphin, and it was glorious. It was one of the most successful franchises of 30 years prior, with its audience growing by millions and millions more every single year. Well, of course, in 1994, it would only be successful from 94 to 95 that a second season was announced for the series. Upon the strode a new villain, and upon it a new ranger, and a legacy to be reunited. Ride upon your white tigers, my friend, and call forth the mighty Mega Thunderzord, cause this is my Season 2 lazy review of my Morphin Power Rangers. So let's get lazy, let's get cathartic, and let's review this. This is my review of my Morphin Power Rangers Season 2. Greetings, geeks and nerds. I'm Lazy Universe, and I'm white and nerdy. And I don't think that there is any franchise that I love more in this world than Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And I reviewed the first season quite a time ago. In fact, I think in 2020 is when I reviewed the first season of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. To be fair, the video is not really that good, and it's still up on my channel, which you can still watch. And of course, I have to say that the first season was not as great as it was. Be that as it may, it was still a great series, but there was a lot of campy moments, and David Yost's character as Billy for season 1 was written way too damn smart and nerdy. Even at some points where I go back and I rewatch season 1, David Yost was really written to be very, very nerdy. But aside from that, it was a very popular series, and I can see why. And then we have the introduction of Tommy the Green Ranger, probably the most famous Power Ranger of history, until he lost his powers, got them back, and then it was foretold that he would be in Season 2. Now, I'm going to say this right off the bat. I am not going to go into this and review every episode. If people want an episode by episode feedback, I highly recommend Linkara's History of Power Rangers. So go and check out Linkara or Top the Fourth Wall, find his channel here on YouTube, and watch his History of Power Rangers. Because that is not what this is. This is just my retrospective and review of the second season. Which we have to talk about something later on that was supposed to happen in this series. But this season had something great going for it. An introduction of a new ranger and including a new villain within Lord Zed, voiced by the iconic, infamous, and well-known Robert Axelrod. Now, the thing is to replace Barbara Goodson's Rita was probably a great choice, making Rita from going to the, little peer villain into a top tier villain like Lord Zed, in my opinion. So, is Zed really necessary to be worried about? Yeah, that was the entire purpose before they ended up getting married in season 2. But let's take a breather. What is Zack that, this first season has ended very, very poorly, mind you, with the last episode of season 1, ended very, very poorly. So the second season begins pretty much with a bang. It kicks things off rather quickly, and how we get introduced into our main superheroes, the Power Rangers again. And I will talk about how the team ended up changing, but let's take a look at how we really get introduced into our team, our new villain, and also the new Doors, the Mega Thunderzords, or just the Thunderzords entirely. I gotta hand it to the series, they really made one hell of a threatening villain when they introduced Lord Zed into the mix. Just the way that he was introduced into the series changed everything for men and children alike. And also, much like Keith David, his voice had enough to impregnate women and make the walls crack beneath his feet.
Now, where are the Earthlings that the incompetent Rita Repulsa was unable to defeat?
But things indeed get worse for the Power Rangers, much, much worse, when the Apprentice Head monster take control of both Tyrannosaurus and Dragon Zord both at the same time to attack the city of Angel Grove. But it is not long before the Power Rangers are introduced to their new Zords, the mighty Thunder Zords, which are pretty cool and still some of my favorite Zords to this day. So Power Rangers was making its new debut, a new team in a sense. We'll get to that in a little bit, but mostly a new villain, with new threats, with newfound Zord to be in its capability. This was looking like a great thing to have happen to the young people back at the time. And it wasn't long before season 3, also Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers, which we'll talk about in the future, became to be popular. And yeah, I do have to say that season 2 is not necessarily my favorite season. That would be season 3. But I will tell you this, that season 2 had some of my favorite episodes. And I'm not highlighting them here. If you want to see what type of episodes were my favorite, upon my channel, I do have the top 10 favorite My Morphin Power Ranger episodes that you can find in the playlist called Lazy Universe Top 10. So if you feel free, or if you want to, you can go and check out that video. Just keep in mind that I had to re-upload it because I tended to use a little too long of a clip in my first upload. Oops. And then I had to redo the entire thing over. Oops. But let's talk about the one thing that season 2 is infamous for. It getting rid of Tommy Oliver. Supposedly to get rid of him. We'll talk about that in just a little bit here. To reintroduce him again as the new Ranger, which we'll get into in a little bit too. But first, let's talk about the fading Tommy Oliver and the fate that the show has handed on to him. Now, before I get into actual Tommy Oliver, coming off from Zero Ranger, the Green Ranger of the series, Barai, died at the hands of his brother Geki. Why did he die? It's a very long explanation, but basically, he had a curse put on him that he was going to die when the green candle burned out, and every time he left his dimension with a little ghost child, because Sentai, he ended up wasting off the years of his life. So he was dying very quickly while helping his brother, Geki, and his friends. And man, Sentai is more weird than American. But in this version, we decided that instead of killing Jason David Frank, never mind, that happened. But instead of killing off Tommy Oliver in this franchise, we decided to try and trade him. Because Tommy, at the point, was losing his super worldly, otherworldly powers and becoming, lesser than normal. Granted, the season had nothing against Jason David Frank as an actor. He was quite popular, and again, one of the most popular Rangers on the team. But they had to do something with the Green Ranger. So instead of Rita trying to take down the Green Ranger, it would in fact be Lord Zed himself to do within the Green Ranger powers and replace him for pretty much a good while. So what does happen to Tommy Oliver? Well, he has his happy send-off later on in Season 2, but then he's reintroduced some episodes later. What happened and why did he return? Time for me to get fucking white and nerdy on all asses. See, the thing is, Jason David Frank was supposed to leave the series, and Brad Hawkins was supposed to be his replacement within Season 2, with Jason David Frank going on to work on a VR Troopers promo series known as Cybertron. The promo was shot as in the pilot episode, but unfortunately, Saban was sued by Transformers and Hasbro itself. Why? Because Hasbro owns the right to the Transformers and the homeland of Cybertron as we know it. So Haim lost quite a fortune in just shooting the promo and doing the first episode, which is still believed to exist somewhere. So, VR Troopers would ended up being made to make more of that money for Haim Saban. Haim, later on realizing his stupid mistake, rehired actor Jason David Frank to come back to Mighty Morphin Power Rangers as Tommy Oliver. But the Green Ranger powers are forever and long be gone with. So, Jason will come riding upon a white tiger, if you know what I mean.
Welcome, White Ranger. The time has come to reveal your identity. Guess who's back?
Yes, my friend, Tommy Oliver was back, and he was bigger, badder, and more white than ever, with the new White Tiger Sword at his service. Now here's where I get more fucking nerdy and your asses. See, the White Ranger came from a series called Gosei Sentai Danger. And yeah, it was pretty goofy. I have seen a few episodes. It was pretty goofy. The White Ranger was a kid. The Dark Rangers all had the powers of she. And it was a pretty fantastic series all the way around. And they fought things that were called Dorma, I think, in the Sentai, if I remember correctly, off the top of my head. So, which were basically demons that would possess different things, almost like yokai. So the series would basically have to go around certain things, especially with the first villains that would fought in season two weren't from Die Ranger. They were from Zero Ranger. So you might be asking yourselves, why didn't they use the Zero Ranger costumes and end up having Zack becoming the very first Green Ranger long before Lost Galaxy? My response? Yeah, no. I really cannot find anything out about it. Maybe they couldn't afford the costumes. Maybe Japan didn't want them to use the costumes, or maybe they were afraid of confusing children that really did like these outfits, which I can understand. They're awesome. Just that people would be more un, un, uh, bleh, would be more confused and not understanding about why Tommy looks, you know, that in the series. But, anyways, let's talk about the one thing that the series is known for its replacements. See, nothing was against the actors of Soy Train, Walter Jones, or Austin St. John. They were all well respected and pretty damn popular to this day, including Soy Train returning, technically, in the 30-year anniversary, which is coming out this Wednesday. Hashtag not sponsored, hashtag could be sponsored. Maybe give me a free review copy? No. Fuck it. Okay. But they were ended up replaced by some of the also famous actors in this realm. Karen Ashley, Johnny Umbach, and Steve Corendez, who replaced our lovable three. But why was Austin, Walter, and Thoy traded? Well, because they were actors, they wanted to go on to more acting careers, and, well, sometimes in the episodes, they weren't available, so they got lookalikes, and some of the lookalikes did not do a very good job, or they'd be stock footage. They got them for, I think, voice appearances, but that's as far as it goes for cameos. But until they were lastly shown in the power transfer ending. So, yeah, by this point, Saban was kind of like, how do I get around it type of thing. But I will say, I was very proud of the new choices, and in fact, Rocky, Adam, and Aisha are some of my three personal favorite Rangers next to Tommy Oliver. In fact, number two in my favorite Power Rangers is Adam from Power Rangers. Why? Because of Zeo. Would I ever review Power Rangers Zeo? Maybe. But I must say that this was a great choice to make. I think that the casting choice was brilliant, and I really do think that Rocky, Adam and Aisha made a good choice. And thus the team and the family of Power Rangers will forever get bigger, forever get stronger, and forever be noteworthy throughout the entire rest of Season 2, and more so Season 3. Season 2 was just a magic success for the series, and introduced technically a new Ranger with the White Ranger, who a lot of people did not actually think, as far as I can tell at the time, that it was Tommy Oliver, but instead someone different. Again, it was supposed to be Brad Hawkins, but it changed back to Jason David Frank once they traded them off and decided, well, since my idea got scrapped, Jason, you come back over with me and be a Power Ranger. Brad, you'll become a Power Ranger and Power Ranger Zeo, but for right now, you'll be a VR Trooper. And by the way, I did actually want to grab a copy of VR Trooper to use when I was talking about Cybertron. They gone expensive. I remember when they were like $20 or $10. Now they're over $100 a pop, and that is no joke. For some weird reason, they sold out like crazy, and probably for the 30th year anniversary of Power Rangers, and now they were demanding outrageous prices. So what the fucking hell happened? Nobody knows. But anyway, season two was a great season, and it even got more successful with the Thunder Zord, the White Tiger Zord being introduced, and including with Bulk and Skull being obsessed with the secret identity of the Power Rangers. They go from bullies to being fan obsessed over the supernatural to later on being police officers. We'll get to that eventually. So yes, we will check out season three eventually. But also with season three is the movie. I don't want to talk about the movie. I hate the movie. For reasons you will never understand, I hate that movie. So, and you will have to find out why when I review season three, why I hate the movie, because I will go into it there. But anyways, I freaking love season two of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It's not held up, it's not great, it's not superb or the best season ever, but for what it's worth, it still had some hierarchy moments. And in fact, a lot of the episodes were really mostly crossovers, and including having Lord Zed and Rita remarry, the reintroduction of the Green Ranger. That's a very confusing storyline to becoming just a great season all the way around. So it would be honored that there would be a season 3. And two Power Rangers in itself, because I know a lot of people are going to review the movie, which I cannot on Netflix. April 19th is the premiere day of season 2, not season 2, of the 30th year anniversary movie Power Rangers Once and Always, which is a project that David Yost had to work on wanted to work on for the longest time. So congratulations to David Yost. I'm very happy for him, man. Apparently, there's going to be a lot of surprise guests and cameos in it, from what David has said, including Paul Squire, kind of. So I'm very happy to, when I get the chance to, eventually see what it has to offer. I probably will miss out on the reviews of it because I want to see it for myself and review it for myself. But in any way, check out Power Rangers, My Morphin Power Rangers Season 2. I think it is free and available on Netflix. So if you're interested in seeing this amazing team, including with the introduction of, Rocky and also Cat, I think that Netflix probably has it all up there. If not, you can find a way around it. But anyways, season two was a great massive success. I really do like season two, although there's a lot of episodes I hate and then episodes I really do like. So check out season two of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers when you want to. And guys, thank you so much as always for watching. I've been Lazy Universe, I've been White and Nerdy, and also keep geeking on, keep nerding out, and check out Power Rangers Once and Always, April 19th on Netflix. I will unfortunately not be able to see it, so fuck my luck about that. But I've been having bad luck all this month. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time. I've been Lazy Universe, and I've been signing out. And I'll see you next time on the next review. And to Power Rangers, happy anniversary.